save to your GitHubs. Particularly, you can actually download your Jupyter notebooks as well, or download as a Python script. It's very convenient. Okay, so next part, let me help you to get familiar to the Anaconda, which is a very common used package for Jupyter notebook programming or Python and data science programming. So go to the URL of www.anaconda.com distribution, and it actually brings you to the download page. And if you are using a Linux, you can use the Linux version. If you use Mac, you can use the Mac version, and if you use Windows, you use Windows. So make example of the Windows. So if you using Windows, click the Windows, and it can bring you to the Windows installer. And you have two options here. One is the Python 3.7 version, another one is Python 2.7 version. We recommend you to use Python 3.7 version because it's a new version, and particularly you need to be aware of the graphical installer of the different format. And you have two options as well. You have the 64-bit format and the 32-bit format, and you need to check your computer and make sure you install the right format. So once you download this package and execute your installing, and after you finish installing, and you should find Anaconda shortcut in your start, in the Windows Start, and by actually go to your Windows Start and click the Anaconda folder, you will find Anaconda Navigator and also a Jupyter Notebook icon, and also you can find Anaconda prompt. So Anaconda prompt is pretty much like a kernel. So once you click into that, and you can see it's actually quite similar to CMD. It's actually a kernel, and in the kernel you can type into Jupyter space notebook. It actually will be initializing your Jupyter Lab session, and it will bring you to your Jupyter Lab application and give you a link of your Jupyter Notebook session in your local host. So you can either copy your local host, or you can actually just ask your browser to automatically pop up this location for you. And once you start your Jupyter Notebook session from the Anaconda prompt, or you can simply just click the Jupyter Notebook icon under the Anaconda folder in your start in the Windows. So you can see that this is what you will see when you actually go into your Jupyter Notebook via Anaconda. It actually will bring you to the page of the saved paths of your Jupyter Notebooks. So, and for example, let's go to SIT742, and you can see you can either rename and move, and I don't want to rename it, so I just leave it. And also for in the folder, you can either upload a notebook or file, or either create a new Python 3 Jupyter Notebook or text file or folder. Particularly by clicking into the folders, you see similar structure, because this is the repository I just cloned from the GitHubs that we talked before. And the similar structure, you have two folders, and you have your assignment folder, and you have two assignments in your Jupyter Notebook format, and your data folder for your assignment, for finishing your assignment. And also if you go back to the Jupyter folder and click, you see this is actually all these Jupyter notebooks we're going to use for lab session. And you see the little green books icon, and if it's green means that these Jupyter notebooks already start in your session, and which means I have running Jupyter notebooks in this Jupyter notebook session. So you click in the running, you see, okay, this is what is it. And let me open this Jupyter notebook for you here. So this is what I just start, and it's open for a little while. See, this is actually just same thing we just used in the Google Colab, and also you will see it's very familiar for you if you know how to use Google Colab. So it have the files, have the edit, and have the view, have the insert, which you insert the cell below and above, and it doesn't really specify what sort of the cell format, but as a default format, if you just press insert, and it actually gives you a code cells. And also for the cell, you can either run cells or run cells and select below or insert below, or run off them or run above and below. And also at here you can change your cell types, particularly for code, markdown, and the row MB convert. And for the current output, you can either actually hide them or you can actually expand them. And for the kernel tab, you can either interrupt or restart and reconnect. And that's a little help and give you some hints and help how to use Anaconda Jupyter Notebooks. It's pretty same to Google Colabs here. And let me actually make an example of how we actually use the cells in Anaconda Jupyter Notebooks. So it's very similar to Google Colabs, and you can type into the print with something, let's call it welcome to SIT742, and then you can just run it by actually click the run button. So the difference is in Google Colab your run button is on the left, but in Anaconda the run button is on the top. So at here it's actually just something that's very convenient for you. You can either just move this cell after the next cell, or you can actually just shift your cells up. And also you can run and you can interrupt, you can restart, or you can actually restart kernel, or you can actually simply just cut the cells and copy paste, and you can actually simply insert the cell by click this button, and also you can save it. And let's run this cell by clicking the run button, and it's pretty quick. It's actually bringing you to the welcome to SIT742. So that's a result we want to get, and also you can see it's actually the sequence of the cells have been executed. So this cells is the second cell have been executed, and which actually give you a sense of how many cells have been executed via these Jupyter Notebooks, and which is very convenient for you to actually following the logic of the building your Jupyter Notebooks. And once you actually modify something, you can save it, but once you save it, this Jupyter Notebooks will be saved in your local drive, not in the cloud or GitHub account, which is different with the Google Colab. And next time when you actually open the same Jupyter Notebook, your changes will be existing in your Jupyter Notebooks that had been modified before. Okay, so this is all the information I want to share with you, and it's a very quick and simple introduction for how to use Google Colab and Anaconda to finish and start the first sort of the foundation of our Jupyter Notebook in SIT742. And if you have more confusions and questions, you can ask the tutor in your lab, or you can give an email to a lecturer and our tutor and teaching staffs. Thank you.